Welcome to the 7 days of Christmas wishes, day number 5 here on the Power to Pivot podcast. John and I are back today with another episode for you. This is, again, the Power to Pivot podcast, the show where we talk about mindset, love, spirituality, relationships, reminding you that at any given moment, you have the power to pivot, to make a new choice and put yourself on an entirely new path in life. Hope you enjoy the episode. Hey guys, what's happening? It's Liz and John here for the 7 days of Christmas wishes here on the Power to Pivot podcast.
Woo, day 5.
It is day number 5, and we have a bonus wish for you today. What's that face for?
You're like E.T.ing it. You're giving me like the E.T. finger.
So, for the first Christmas wish, we would like to wish the world the gift of patience. And I know for us today, that certainly was the word of the day.
Absolutely. It's kind of been if you think about it, it's been our word for the last bunch of months, really.
Well, I think it's been everybody's. Again, we're all in
COVID aside.
Well, we're all in a different place this year and not really sure how the world really works anymore.
Yep.
And so what was the normal stuff before is not. It's kind of crazy.
Kind of crazy.
So, patience. Why is patience important? Because if you don't look and have patience, you miss the important stuff.
Absolutely.
You have a really great analogy that you took from Alan Watts in one of his teachings. So, why don't you explain?
So, it was actually at one of the videos he did where, and it's the picture that a lot of people are very familiar with, where you have, it's like the cup or the vase with the two faces. And he points out how if you see the faces, you don't see the cup. Or if you look at the cup, you don't see the faces. And if you think about it, when you don't have patience and you're focused on that end game and what you're being impatient about, you don't see anything else around you.
Mm-hmm.
Because you think about, like, if you're sitting in line at the store waiting to get in a half-hour long line to get to the front so you can check out and get out, you're focused on that, and you may not see, oh, hey, look, a register opened over there.
Mm-hmm.
You know, because you're so focused on what you're looking at, you don't have that patience. The same thing where you may have somebody in front of you that's making you impatient because they're driving slow, but you may not see that they're driving slow because, you know, it's snowy or it's icy and you're too impatient to see it. And then something happens.
Mm-hmm.
Happens a lot.
I think it's easy to get stuck in that vision of where we're going.
Mm-hmm.
And, you know, it goes into the idea of what we want to manifest and the things we want to try to control in our life. Because we want what we want.
We want what we want. We want it now.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
And if you think about it, a lot of our society is set up that way now.
Mm-hmm. What have you learned from practicing more of a patient kind of a mindset? What has the benefit been?
There is so much more to life. Honestly. Honestly. So, I know I just told you, like, with my experience with Amazon and how with me working at Amazon for 8 years and coming out of that, and everything in Amazon was all boom, 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 go, 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 go. And it was all, you know, I don't want to say impatience, but it wasn't patience either. And going from that kind of mentality, because that was my mentality for 8 years. And it became me. And coming out of that, and when I walked away from that, and I went into my next job, and it was completely different. Because everything was, you take your time, you have your patience, everything in due time. And it was weird for me. It was a very weird experience for me. Because it had been so long where I had that impatience. And I started there, and it was like, wait, what? I can relax? I can be patient? I can take my time and do stuff? And it was so much different. And my mentality changed a lot there. And it amazed me. And that's where, even coming out of there with everything going on in my life, everything going on in COVID, and just everything, and having that patience and taking that step back, you're able to see everything.
Well, I think it's interesting because I think back to some of my previous jobs and the companies and what the positions were and how fast we had to work to keep up with the demand.
Right.
And did that lead to the best customer relationships? Maybe, maybe not. I don't know. Maybe it wasn't set up that way. But even in terms of personal goals, or even, for our goals as our family, focusing so much solely on that end game and
Right.
where we're going, we don't get to stop and smell the coffee.
Honestly, a good example of this, and it sounds silly for me to say this, is the movie Click by Adam Sandler, with Adam Sandler in it. It's Adam Sandler and Christopher Walken. And the whole idea is Adam Sandler is impatient with everything in his life. He's impatient. And he's given a magic remote by Christopher Walken. And the whole idea is he can hit the remote and ask for something, and he gets what he wants right away. But the problem is, every time he gets it, everything's blacked out until that point. So the whole thing with that movie is, it's kind of the be patient and wait for what you want. And how you miss everything along the way by trying to reach that end game. And that was the lesson that he had to learn, because over the course of the movie, he had skipped so much of his life because he was so focused on that end game and what he wanted and was impatient about it, that by the time it got to the end of his life, he had nothing. And that's where he had to learn that lesson at the end, where, oh crap, I was so impatient in my life that I have nothing. I'm lonely. I have no family. I have nothing.
Right.
And that was the lesson he needed to learn. And then it was like one of those, like, poof, it's back. Like, your life is back. And then it was kind of like that It's a Wonderful Life kind of thing, where it was like, yeah, like, happy ending.
Well, I think it's interesting because when we talk about manifestation and what we want, and we do get so focused on that end game and that destination, that we cause so much resistance by having that impatience.
Right.
Because it's like we're trying to control it rather than letting things flow. And we could talk about manifestation. We will talk about manifestation at another point. That's not what the focus of today is. But ultimately, you miss the details. I know when I had, the shop, I was so focused on hitting the target, I missed opportunities along the way.
Right.
And honestly, if I had stopped for even a second longer to breathe and really feel my way through it, the outcome, I'm not ungrateful for the outcome that I had. I still enjoyed the experience and it was still a success. But had I stopped along the way, the outcome would have changed. Now, where that would have landed me, I don't know, but it doesn't matter. I am here and I'm grateful for that. I could have stopped though. And I remember early on when I first started talking and learning about mindfulness and working with my own coach, the concept of patience seemed so not abstract. I knew what the word patience meant, but feeling into that in my body was like an anxiety attack in the making, because we're so used to go, 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 go.
And everybody is now.
Oh my God, it's crazy. That when somebody says to me, just slow down, even when you say it, slow down, I still have to remind myself to stop and make that conscious effort to breathe. And it can be, depending on what we're talking about and where we're at, it can still be really uncomfortable for me to make myself have to do that. But I realize the benefit.
Sure.
Patience. I'm curious for listeners out there where they're struggling to find patience, if it's in a relationship or finding a relationship or in their career. We'd certainly love to hear from you, and if you have questions about how we've navigated to find the mindfulness and have the awareness to be patient, message us at March 4th Media Co. We'd love to connect. For the bonus gift, Christmas wish.
Bonus gift.
The bonus gift. The gift.
Well, no credit card required.
Right.
If you act now, we give you an extra bonus wish today.
We're not.
And that wish is
integrity. Funny thing is, we can't give it to you. You have to choose it for yourself.
Absolutely.
Pick it off the carnival wall.
But what is integrity?
So integrity is about alignment and authenticity. It is doing what you say, saying what you mean, and really making it from your heart and being your true authentic self.
Integrity is the real you.
Integrity is the real you. When you think about personal integrity, because we can talk about integrity in business, in relationships. Ultimately, though, the concepts that we're talking about in terms of these Christmas wishes are really things for you to think about for your own personal being, for you to show up in the world, remembering these concepts. So we're talking about personal integrity. Without integrity, there can be no purpose.
Progress.
All progress stops without integrity. And here's the thing. The world's still going to continue to move forward. But the point is, you can't have true progress without the purpose, and you need your integrity to really know what your purpose is.
Absolutely. Honestly, that sums it up. We're all going to be like waiting for
I know. Usually you have something else to say, but...
No, I honestly don't have anything else to say because it makes perfect sense.
So, that is it for day number 5. Patience and integrity.
Absolutely.
That is what we're wishing for the world. And would love to hear from you. What are some of your Christmas wishes that you'd like to send out? Email us at march4thmediaco@gmail.com or connect with us on Instagram. Send us a direct message. We will share all your Christmas wishes here on the podcast and on our social media.
And Facebook.
And on Facebook.
I forgot Facebook.
March 4th Media Company. Sorry, Facebook.
Hey, some guy works hard to put those links on that website.
I know. Shout out to all the web developers of the land. Mr. John Shopkevich being one of them. Talk about a shameless plug, man.
You got the shameless plug. I didn't.
I didn't write the website. You did. Anyway, we are almost...
Unless you don't like the website, then I have nothing to do with it.
Oh, then he had nothing to do with it.
Okay.
Anyway, we are almost to the end of the Christmas season. We're almost there. Hang in there. It's a couple more days. We know this is a stressful time traditionally for everybody, but we hope that wherever you are, that you get to spend it with people that you care about, and that you are having a wonderful season. Have some patience. Take a minute, breathe, have some coffee.
And be you.
And be you. Remember that at any given moment, you can use your power to pivot, to make a new choice, and start again. And that includes your mindset as we navigate through the holiday season. So with that, we will chat with you tomorrow for day number 6. Have a wonderful day, everybody. Take care.
Bye, everybody.